finding out the truth, in my opinion. I mean, this didn't used to be like my opinion. I used to feel like if it was a lie and it kept peace, then great. But now, I think even if the truth is really bad, let the truth be known.
Yep. Indeed.
Hmm. Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed. So it's
Hmm.
interesting what you're talking about the system and
Hmm.
like being rebellious and stuff. One thing I've never understood was when people would say, uh, you'd have that you have those groups in high school that were up to no good,
Hmm.
and one of them would go to like jail or whatnot, and then the rest of the group would be like, f the feds, free, free my man Dizzy Winkle, 319. When clearly he was in the wrong. Like you could have someone that was proven to to have killed someone brutally, and they'll still be saying, "Yo, free my guy, free this, free that." Like what? Like I've never understood that.
I,
I've
I,
never
I
understood.
wouldn't.
Like, okay, he's done this thing. Don't you think that he should be in jail? Like, I'm not understanding your moral compass over here.
Mm,
That's something I've never understood.
it's
Like, even to
because.
this day, like I still see like old like I wouldn't even say old acquaintances that went to our high school, um, do some super shady stuff, go to jail for it, and then the rest of their friends are like, "Yo, free my guy."
um, I don't, I can't tell you how they're thinking,
Hmm.
but it does seem quite dumb.
Yeah. Like, have you ever wondered that? Like, how stupid can you get?
Maybe because they weren't taught formally in our system, they were taught in their own system.
But
It,
I would want to know what their system is. What is their system?
the police are bad, and everything they do is to make our lives worse, and they've just made my friend's life worse. I need to make everyone know that so they can get out of that place.
But your guy committed murder. What do you
But
mean?
they probably did not weren't taught formally that murder is wrong. Maybe they were taught that, man's got to do what the man's got to do. If they got to commit a crime, commit a crime. That's what they might be taught, you know.
Man,
Now, especially if you're in a gang life, the thread between what's right and what's wrong and what you should do is very blurred.
it's very skewed, very blurred.
Yeah,
Man, everything's just messed up. Man. That's what it boils down to. Everything's just messed up in the end.
yeah, could be. It's very messed up.
So 2 weeks ago at the networking event that I went to, the one you're coming to today, um, I'm, I met this one girl there who asked me, "Oh, um, I'm doing film studies, so I only do the theory side of film. I wanna shadow someone to learn the technical, practical side of things." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So exchange contacts. Bearing in mind is me, her, and another person in a circle talking. Um, so it's a three-way convo. So we exchange contacts, and then she starts talking to the other dude. His and then they're chatting away. I'm on my phone, so I'm texting her so she can get my number, right?
Hmm.
So then she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side of the room to speak to someone else." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So then I sent the message. So I said, "Okay, hey, this is Joe," just so she can get my number. She comes back because I started speaking to the other guy. She comes back. She's like, "Oh, you never guess what happened? Some random guy just texted me. Some random guy just texted me. Like, I don't know who it is." And I check my phone, and she replies, "Oh, sorry, I don't know. I don't know who this is." I'm like, "Yo, you just gave me your number like 2 minutes ago. What do you mean you don't
What the fuck?
remember?" So I'm like, man, it's rough. That is rough. No, but I ended up telling her, and then it was that awkward laugh, like, haha.
I know that awkward laugh.
Well, only she had the awkward laugh. I found it hilarious. Anything like it's come to that point now in my life where anything negative that happens to me, I find hilarious. Like I find it comical. I honestly do.
In a comical sense, yes. Yes. Funny.
Actually, I have a funny story for you. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't told you this. I only told David. So, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna bleep out the names. So you remember, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, remember that period of I don't know, a few months where she was non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The non-existent month. Yeah.
Yeah. So, obviously before that, tying back to the mixed signals thing. So, whenever I was speaking to her, or whenever we were hanging out in person, she'd always find me hilarious. She would always say, "Oh, Joe, you're so hilarious." This, and that. And
Yeah.
so then I thought, okay, once again, back to my old way of thinking. I was like, "Oh yeah, I got this one in the bag,"
You're so fucking dumb.
So I'm like, yeah, I've got this one in the bag, and then all of a sudden I text her, and there's no reply at all, and so then okay, I leave it for a week. Not even a read message. She didn't even read the message. Nothing. 2 months, same thing. Even the first message I sent still hasn't been read, right? So December, we finally get back into contact.
Yeah.
Christmas time. This is the funny thing about Christmas time. Christmas time is actually a very good tool to get back into contact with people. You could have had a terrible breakup with someone during the year. But when Christmas time comes around, you could always test the waters by wishing them Merry Christmas and seeing if they reply.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this was one of I can't remember who reached out to who, but it was one of those ones where you're testing the waters, seeing if you're still on talking terms or whatnot. The thing is, like, we didn't even have an argument or anything. It was just no contact whatsoever. So then we get back into contact. At that point, I was still abroad. So when I came back, I was like, I asked her, so do you still work at the same place? She was like, no, I transferred to another branch because she worked at Starbucks. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll visit you one day. So and that's what I did. My cousin from Ireland moved over to London beginning of the year, so she was looking for an apartment. So I went, I just tagged along, went apartment shopping with her, and the Starbucks that she worked at was near the apartment that my cousin was viewing. So I was like, I'll pop by later today. So
Yeah.
I pop in. I needed to charge my phone. I knew she had a charger as well, so I popped in. I asked her for a charger, seeing how she was doing, and then a guy comes over, and then she goes, by the way, Joe, meet my boyfriend. But
Oh, is he a white guy? Yeah. No,
yeah. But I don't know. At that moment, I didn't hear the boy.
Uh-huh.
I just heard friend.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay, nice to meet you. And then I don't know, cause obviously she had a picture with him on her profile picture. I didn't really, I don't know, me being me, I didn't put two and two together like I usually do. I just brushed it off. I was thinking, okay, they must be good friends, because I've seen that many times where, a a guy and a girl are in each other's profiles, but they're just friends. So I was thinking it was another one of those situations. So I'll get my charger, you know, get my free coffee, and give the charger back. And then we go on our way back home because my cousin was staying at my house before she moved out to an apartment. So then a couple of days go by. She's like, "Yo, we should catch up and hang out." No, actually, this was no. It wasn't a few days later. It was on that same day. Was it the same day? Was it the same?
Dunno, man. Dunno.
It was either that same day or it was another day that I popped by on her lunch break, and then we spoke, and then we caught up, and then she was like, "Yeah, we should hang out." Because what we used to do before was we used to eat at a Japanese restaurant, either Eat Tokyo or Misato. So she was like, "Yeah, we should catch up and have some Japanese food." I was like, "Yeah, sure, cool. I think we got ourselves a plan, right?" So then a couple of days passed by, and then it's the day that we planned on meeting and catching up.
Yeah.
And and obviously at this point, like, I still didn't calculate that she has a boyfriend, right? So then this was hours before we were supposed to go. She texted me. She's like, "Oh, by the way, can Bart join?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, sure. You know, I don't know. I don't want to be a douchebag and say no. Your friend, because I still thought it was her friend. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be a douchebag and kick your friend out. You know what I'm saying? So I let him come along. So then we finally meet up at Tottenham Court Road, and the plans totally change.
Yeah.
The plans totally change. So
What is the plan?
so the original plan was just me and her to catch up over Japanese food, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't happening. So got there, waiting for like 20 minutes after the time we were supposed to be meeting up, because I thought, you know, that Bart in the end was going to be like, you know what, just go, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yep.
But he ended up coming as well, so I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm not a socially awkward person. I mean, I can chat away, whatnot. So then they finally arrived, like half an hour after we were supposed to meet, right? So then we're like, okay, cool. So where are we going now? She was like, on the second floor, I don't want to have Japanese food. We went out for Japanese 2 days in a row now. So I was like, okay, oh great, here we go. Here's a start. Here's a start of this downward spiral. Okay, so we end up choosing on going to Nando's. So
yeah, Nando's.
So here I am sitting on a table of 3. I'm on my side by myself. And then they're on the same side opposite me, and most of the time is just public displays of affection, you know.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So, and you know what the funniest thing is? That same day you asked me to come along with you and Mina to I forgot what, I think you were going to Eat Tokyo that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the reason I gave you was I don't like third wheeling, but I ended up third wheeling on this date. So I was like,
We don't even do public attractions. You would have been better off with us.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, so I turned down hanging out with Charlie and Mina for this. And my excuse was third wheeling, but I ended up getting sucked into a third wheel in this situation as well. So I'm thinking, so then I went to the toilet, I went to the toilet. I didn't even need to use the toilet. I just went to the toilet to look myself in the mirror. Like, how did we get to this position? Like, how did we get here? How did we get here?
How did he get there?
Yes, how did we get here? Like, I really don't know, man.
This is
Unfortunate story, yes, I know.
you. How did you reply to her afterwards? You know, yeah. How did you reply to her afterwards? You know how awkward I don't know. If I'm going there to meet up with someone and
Yeah.
they're doing awkward in front of me, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna finish my eating and go.
Yeah, I was bonding with my half chicken, extra hot, peri fries, and garlic bread. Well, at that moment, I was the garlic bread. I was pretty much eating myself. I was eating myself at that point. Like, I was the side of the side at that point.
Wow. Wow.
I've never had so many refills of drinks. Just to get away from the table, just get more refills of my bottomless drink, like.
Ah, Joe.
And
Really
obviously,
take yourself.
and the messed up thing was I was trying to text David as well. Like, I was
Oh my
texting him.
God.
I was texting him, help me. But I ran out of data.
Oh my gosh. You should have just texted me. I mean, if we were already there eating and you were close to Nando's, we could have just pulled you out.
So that was probably the most awkward position I've ever been in. You know that.
I don't know. You should have made it more awkward by bringing up how you guys were trying to date before.
Gee.
And then just bring up like, oh yeah, we are, but she just removed herself from contacting me for like 2 years or some sort.
Awkward. Oh
It's just
my
something
gosh.
that you know, it's like, why is
Mm. I just I don't know, man. I just don't have the energy to be chasing up stuff like that, man. I just wanted the day to be over with, to be honest. I enjoyed my food.
you
Well,
did?
the
But,
taste of it, not the atmosphere.
man. Oh man. Oh
Yeah.
man, Joe. Well, is that the end of today's podcast? Because we have to get ready to get out at 6:30, don't we? Cool. I'm gonna get ready, get changed.
All right.
That was good. That was a good podcast. It's really long, 2 hours, I think, right?
2
Yeah,
hours and
16.
15 minutes.
Jeez.
That's a lot of editing I've got to do.
Cut out. Yeah, that's a lot. Ah. Oh well.